विष्णवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Welcome to the Srimad Bhagavatam class. First of all, I would like to take the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna. Today we are covering Canto 4, Chapter 28, verse number 37 to 40. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 37. Shitoshnavatha Varshani Chutpipase Priya Priye Sukha Dukhe Iti Dandani Ajayat Samadarshanaha. Can someone read translation?
Hare Krishna. Sumangala Mataji, you can read the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranams Prabhuji. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Through austerity, King Malayadwaja in body and mind gradually became equal to the dualities of cold and heat, happiness and distress, wind and rain, hunger and thirst, the pleasant and the unpleasant. In this way, he conquered all relativities. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. I don't know. It is for okay for everybody. I don't know. The voice is low. Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji's voice is low, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Is it okay?
You want us to read all the slow verses and the translation, Prabhu, together?
Can somebody read purport 1 or 2 para?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. Yes. Shobha Mataji, you read the first 2 paras and Sudha Mataji the second. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhujis and Matajis, purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Liberation means becoming free from the relativities of the world. Unless one is self-realized, he has to undergo the dual struggle of the relative world. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna advises Arjuna to conquer all relativities through tolerance. Lord Krishna points out that it is the relativities like winter and summer that give us trouble in the material world. In the winter, we do not like taking a bath, but in summer, we wish to take a bath twice, thrice, or more a day. Thus, Krishna advises us not to be disturbed by such relativities and dualities when they come and go. The common man has to undergo much austerities to become equipoised before dualities. One who becomes agitated by the relativities of life has accepted a relative position and must therefore undergo the austerities prescribed in the Shastras to transcend the material body and put an end to material existence. King Malayadwaja underwent severe austerities by leaving his home, going to Kulachala, taking his bath in the sacred rivers, and eating only vegetables like stem, roots, seeds, flowers, and leaves, avoiding any cooked food or grains. These are very, very austere practices. In this age, it is very difficult to leave home and go to the forest or the Himalayas to adopt the processes of austerity. Indeed, it is almost impossible. If one is given advised to give up meat eating, drinking, gambling, and illicit sex and will fail to do so, what then would a person do if he went to the Himalayas or Kulachala? Such acts of renunciation are not possible in this age. Therefore, Lord Krishna has advised us to accept the Bhakti Yoga process. Bhakti Yoga will automatically liberate a person from the dualities of life. In Bhakti Yoga, Krishna is center. The Krishna is always transcendental. Thus, in order to transcend dualities, one must always engage in the service of Lord as confirmed by Bhagavad Gita 14.26. Mam cha yo vicharena bhakti yogena sevata Sagunan samadhityaitan Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Hare Krishna Mataji. Can someone continue? Hari Bol. Thank you, Mataji. Dandavats.
Sudha Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danda Pranam. One who engages in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any. Hare Krishna, someone is speaking, Mataji.
Hare
One who
Krishna.
engages, yeah, Hare Krishna. One who engages in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstance, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. If one is factually engaged in the service of the Lord, Bhakti Yoga, he will automatically control his senses, his tongue, and so many other things. Once engaged in the Bhakti Yoga process with all sincerity, one will have no chance of falling down. Even if one falls down, there is no loss. One's devotional activities may be stunned or choked for the time being, but as soon as there is another chance, the practitioner begins from the point from where he left off. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So before going ahead with the class, I want to know can we keep this class more interactive or it should be one-sided? Generally,
Interactive only, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. It would be
yeah,
nice.
because generally we keep the class interactive, but some devotees they don't like when I ask questions, so they may get irritated or why Prabhuji is asking so many questions. So that before class I'm asking like.
No, Prabhuji. So that we know, Prabhuji, our mistakes. It would be nice if you
Yeah,
ask us.
okay then.
Yes, Prabhuji, interaction is good. Thank
Okay,
you, Prabhuji.
thank you. So here Malayadwaja is performing various austerities, and it's mentioned dualities of the heat and cold, happiness and distress, wind and rain, hunger and thirst, pleasant and unpleasant. So now the question is, why does the dualities exist in the material world only? In the spiritual world, there is no duality, right? In the spiritual world, are there any dualities?
No, Prabhuji.
So even if it's there for the lila purpose, not the material dualities. So, okay, somebody is mentioning very low volume.
Yes, Prabhuji, it's very quite low.
Yes, Prabhu, it is little low, Prabhu.
Very low,
One
Prabhuji.
second. Now it's better, or my headset, I think.
Still not very, still low,
Once,
Prabhuji.
maybe I'll change the headset. How is it now? Is it little better or same?
Prabhuji, it's better. It's fine,
Better,
Prabhuji.
Little better.
better, Prabhuji. It's
Now,
better.
now it's very
Very
fine.
good now.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhuji, now it's fine, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That is at least if it is little better, then you can be, I think, hearing much better. So my question was like in the spiritual world there are no dualities. Why in the material world we have dualities of
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Shall I try, Prabhuji?
yeah.
Prabhuji, we are here in the material world in a bodily platform, and there in the spiritual world, we are, even here being in the soul platform, we will come out of this bodily, dualities, Prabhuji. When we raise to that level, there in the spiritual world, we will become Satchidananda Swarupa, just like the Supreme Lord, like.
Yeah, so the answer is more we are connected to Krishna. So when we go away from Krishna, what happens? This dualities start arising. That's because in spiritual world, only Krishna is the supreme master, and all the jivas acknowledge that. But when we are away from Krishna, what happens? These dualities arise because there is something called the modes and also modes, and then when we are away, then automatically the absolute truth in this material world becomes the relative truth, right? Relative, what is relative truth? What is absolute truth?
Absolute means it is present every time. Any past.
In the
Hare
The
Krishna
relative
Prabhuji,
truth
absolute.
is true for somebody and not true for someone. It's relative. And absolute is the only truth which exists.
yeah,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
yeah.
absolute truth is the truth, and relative truth is the reflection of the absolute truth. Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Reflection, okay, in some sense, the relative truth, I will give now one example. You have to tell that whether it is absolute truth or the relative truth. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. What is it?
Absolute truth.
Absolute truth.
Absolute truth.
Absolute truth. So now let us take one devotee from
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. The absolute truth does not change, Prabhuji, according to one's perception or anything. That remains
Yeah.
constant.
Yeah, absolute truth doesn't change based on time, place, and circumstance. Time, place, and circumstances. But relative truth may change based on the time, place, and circumstance. For example, we are all here. I hope nobody is from different country. Say we are Indians. It's a truth. We are Indians. But after 100 years, the same truth holds good or no? After 100 years. No. So that is relative truth. Because it is true now, but after 100 years, same truth may not be true. So same way, there are so many truth relatively to the a particular person, time, place, circumstances, everything. So that is why it is relative truth. So here it's mentioned King Malayadwaja, he in body, he is performing various austerities. Somebody who is presenting may open 5.5.1, that verse, the Srimad Bhagavatam. So
Yes,
in the Srimad Bhagavatam, what is it's Nayam Deho Bhajam Nol. Okay. So here there Tapodivyam Putrakayena Sattvam Shuddhe Brahma Saukyam Anantam. This human birth is meant for the spiritual realization. So for that, we need to perform various austerities. So that austerity is to tolerate the various dualities of the material world. So it's very, very important, because voluntarily accepting the inconveniences is called tapascharya. Tapo divyam putrakayana sattvam. That verse, if you share, somebody can read it. It's a very beautiful verse. What Vrishabhadev is teaching his first verse. What he is teaching his children.
Shanti Mataji can read it. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Translation. Mataji, verse 1, Mataji, he said.
Yeah,
This only? Yeah, translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Rishabhadeva told his sons, my dear boys, of all the living entities who have accepted material bodies in this world, one who has been awarded this human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hawks that eat stool. One should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. By such activity, one's heart is purified, and when one attains this position, he attains eternal blissful life, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continues forever. Hare Krishna.
So here it is mentioned one should engage in the penance and austerity. The same thing King Malayadwaja is doing. So he's trying to raise above the dualities of heat, cold, and happiness and distress. So basically, the one when one is agitated by the relativities of the life, and he accepts the relative position, so then he becomes miserable if he is agitated. But when he is becoming equipoised in the dualities, then he will become happy. So that who knows the verse in Bhagavad Gita which explains about the dualities? We have to tolerate.
Brahmabhuta prasannatma na shochati na kankshati. Is
That
that
is
Prabhu?
raising above, but about the dualities where
Shitoshna Sukha Dukkadaha.
ma, ma,
2.14 Prabhuji.
matra sparsha
Matra
Matrasya
Kaunteya,
Shitoshna
Shitoshna
Sukha Dukkada
Agama
Agama
Apainonitya
Bharata.
Yeah, can you please read the translation? And this verse explains that, just like the seasonal changes are there. So the um, rainy season will come, then the winter will come, then the summer will come. This is going on in the material world. Just we are tolerating it. Here also it's mentioned in the winter, nobody who likes to, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, nobody likes to take cold water bath in the winter. But we need to take because we have to purify the body. And in the summer, we don't like to take very hot water bath. So the yogi, bhakti yogi, or the devotee, or one who is aspiring for the spiritual elevation, he will tolerate all these dualities. In the purport is also mentioning 14.26, Mamchayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatitaitan tayan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So Brahma Bhuta stage is transcending the material nature. So here it's beautiful. We have Sat, what is that? Sat, Chit, and Ananda, right? That the three modes of material natures are opposite to that. Ananda becomes the passion when it's reflected in the three modes. Then the Sat becomes temporary, which is the Asat. And then the knowledge becomes the Avidya. What is the Avidya? What is Avidya?
Knowing that we are the enjoyers, Prabhuji. We are the masters.
Yeah.
Thinking that we are the masters.
Yeah, that is basically forgetting the real position of the Jiva, that we are the Jivera Surupa Krishnara Nitya Das. That we forget that we are the servant of the servant, and we think we are the supreme. I mean, we are the masters, we are the enjoyers. That is the avidya. So the knowledge part, the chit part of the spiritual world becomes the avidya here, and the asat becomes the world is full of temporary everything, and then the bliss of the prema becomes the enjoyment of the kama. So where the kama is hidden?
Mind, intelligence, and
Sense
sense.
mind.
Mind.
Senses,
In the heart.
mind, and the intelligence. No, not in the heart. Senses, mind, and intelligence.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, Sat becomes what?
Sat becomes asat, is the temporary nature of the material world. This body is temporary. Yeah. So prema becomes kama. The bliss, ananda of the prema, when it is perverted, it becomes what? The agitation of the lust. Thinking that I, me, mine. I think you can please open also 2.1.3 something. The Nidraya Hiyate, that verse. So we can, in the meantime, I think this part is clear. We can read this 38th verse. 38th verse.
Hare Krishna, devotees, please raise your hand. Meenakshi Mataji, please read the verse and the translation, Prabhu, both.
Translation is small, you can read, I think.
So verse and the translation, Meenakshi Mataji, you can read the verse and the translation. Hare Krishna.
Tapasya vidyaya pakka yogiya mayryamayhi yuyuje brahmai atmana vijitakshānīla chayah. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada. Can you scroll up? By worshipping, executing austerities, and following the regulative principles, King Malayadwaja conquered his senses, his life, and his consciousness. Thus, he fixed everything on the central point of the Supreme Brahman, Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Purport.
Hare Krishna. Raised hands. Okay, Sudha Mataji, you can read the purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Whenever the word Brahman appears, the impersonalists take this to mean the impersonal effulgence, the Brahma Jyoti. Actually, however, Parabrahman, the Supreme Brahman, is Krishna Vasudeva. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 7.19, Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Vasudeva extends everywhere as the impersonal Brahman. One cannot fix one's mind upon an impersonal something. Bhagavad Gita 12.5 therefore says, Kleshodikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam. For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. Consequently, when it is said herein that King Malayadwaja fixed his mind on Brahman, Brahman means the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So here it's mentioned King Malayadwaja conquered his senses. So his life and his consciousness, and fixed everything on the central point of the Supreme Brahman. So how to control the senses?
By doing devotional.
Rishikena Seva. Rishikesha Seva.
Yeah, Rishikesha Sevaya. Here it is mentioned. So senses and mind becomes controlled only when they are fixed on the central point of Supreme Brahman. It's mentioned Krishna. So mind and senses can be controlled only when they are fixed on the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So how do we fix it? Basically, by senses we engage all the senses. Rashikena Rashikesha Sevanam Bhaktir Uchate. So we engage all the senses in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Did you get that verse, Mataji? I think 2.1.3 or something. There it is mentioned how does the materialistic person, how he spends the his life. The human life is very, very important, but the materialistic person is wasting it. Basically, he is simply engaged in the sense gratification. But even in the previous chapters of the Puranjana, this fourth canto, we see how Puranjana used to engage in the sense gratification, and he considered wife all in all, and at the time of death, he is thinking of his wife, and he is becoming the woman in the next life. So can somebody read this, both verse and the translation? This is very important verse for the
Hare Krishna. Barnali Mataji, verse and the translation. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. वस्निद्रयारियते नक्तां व्यवहेन च ववायः दिवा चात्रे हया राजान् कुटुम्बवहरेण वा. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The lifetime of such an envious householder is passed at night, either in sleeping or in sex indulgence, and in the daytime, either in making money or in maintaining family members. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, how one is spending the daytime in making the money, and how one is spending the night in engaged in sex indulgence. So this way, he is spending the whole human life in the sense gratification, and like cats and dogs in the purport Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, like cats and dogs, he is spending the whole life. Mm. So the materialistic people, they don't know anything about the sense control. Mm. But here King Malayadwaja is conquered his senses, conquered his life. Life means life full of austerity, and his consciousness. What is the meaning of conquering the consciousness?
Completely thinking of Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, what is the difference between material consciousness and the spiritual consciousness? What is material consciousness?
When our sense of enjoyment are the center, Prabhuji.
When we think of enjoying ourselves, our senses,
When
giving
we think of enjoying ourselves, Prabhuji.
platform, Prabhuji.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, you are all right. So the basically the material consciousness starts with what?
I mean,
She said,
I,
ego.
mine,
I, me, mine. So basically, that is the thing whole. I, me, mine. Janasya mohoyam aham mameti. Aham, mama. So mine, I. That is the basically the false ego. False ego is the root for all material existence, right? So just we are thinking about myself, I, me, mine. That is why I'm in the material world. That is the whole root of our material consciousness. When I start thinking about I, me, mine, what happens? I have to interact with the dead matter. This is all matter. Matter is what? It's all already dead. I cannot build any relationship with the dead matter. Right? So this is called all jada vastu. Jada vastu is like they don't have any feelings. Everything is dead because Krishna has completely separated. This is all separated energy, the Bahiranga Shakti. They are separated from Lord. They have, I think, in one sense, what you call that Bahiranga Shakti, Krishna doesn't interact directly with the Bahiranga Shakti. How does Krishna interact with the Bahiranga Shakti? Through Shambhu or the Lord Shiva. But he doesn't directly interact. So the whole I, me, mine, when we have the consciousness, this material consciousness, it's all kind of dead only. Our sthula sharira is also matter. It's dead actually. And even the gross body, that is also dead. Only the spirit soul is the Antaranga Shakti, which wants to lord over the Bahiranga Shakti matter, becomes the Tatastha Shakti. So this Jivatma, who is actually part of Antaranga Shakti, but he is now interacting with the matter, thinking that when I lord over the material nature, I become happy. This is the illusory happiness. This concept, the whole concept of I, me, mine turns into the material consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada beautifully named this our ISKCON movement as International Society for Krishna Consciousness. What is Krishna consciousness? being conscious of Krishna. How much time? How much
Whole
time?
day,
24 hours.
Always.
24 hours.
24 hours, Prabhu.
24
Always.
hours, Prabhuji, all the time.
All the time. So all the time becomes beyond the time and timeless in the spiritual world, right? So when we do Ananya Bhakti for 24 hours, so in the spiritual world, the time is conspicuous by his absence. So that means what? When we are fully 100% Krishna conscious, we go beyond time. So that is the liberated state. So, that is the whole thing, that one is material consciousness and another one is the spiritual consciousness. In the verse 39, it becomes little bit more clear how to develop that. Can somebody read that?
Vrishabhanu Mataji, you can read the verse 39 and the translation. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, दंडवत प्रणाम। आस्ते स्थाणु रियेकत्र दिव्यं वर्ष शतं स्थिरः वासुदेवे भगवती नान्यद्वेदो द्वहन् रतिम्। Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this way, he stayed immovable in one place for 100 years by the calculation of the demigods. After this time, he developed pure devotional attraction for Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and remained fixed in that position. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So developing pure devotional attraction, that means pure devotional service he is performing. So what is our situation now? We are now like fluctuating. We may not be doing 24 hours a day. So little bit various devotees are on various positions. So the completely materialistic person, how he will be, his position will be. Now let us stay when we saw that kama and prema. So atmendriya priti vacha dhare tare bali kama. Atmendriya priti vancha means what? I mean my indriya should be satisfied. So that becomes Atma Indriya Preeti. So that becomes the Kama. And Krishna Indriya Preeti Icha Dare Prema Nama. So we have Kama and Prema. So basically same energy, right? So Prema and Kama, it's like Srila Prabhupada gives the example of this electricity. When it is passed through the fridge, what it happens? It becomes completely cold. And the same energy is passed through the heater. What will happen? The water becomes hot. In fridge, it becomes ice. And in heater, it becomes hot. But it's the same energy. So it is same like based on our desire. If we are designing material hankerings, I mean mine, then she becomes Durga. Otherwise, Mahamaya. And the same, if we are expressing our spiritual desire to serve Krishna, then the same energy, she manifests as Yogamaya. So we have Kama and we have Prema. In the beginning, everybody is full of Kama. So 100% Kama and 0 Prema. So then with the start of Adosh Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha, what happens slowly? Prema gets added. 99% Kama and 1% Prema. So slowly this is becoming more and more the Prema part. So Bhajana Kriya starts. Maybe slowly the Prema became 110% and Kama will be 90%. So slowly like that, Prema increases. So at the point of anartha nivrati, almost all, when finishes the anartha nivrati, almost half the journey is cleared out. So that means when one is out of anartha nivrati, almost like he has crossed this 50% of kama, and that border he has crossed. So we have here is mentioned pure devotional attraction for Krishna. That means what? In the prema stage, kama will be 0 and prema will be 100%. So this is the anartha nivriti is like nishta stage is like more or less around 60% or 55-60% of prema and around 40 to 40% of kama. So that is the approximately there is no hard and fast rules, but approximately we are judging in that way. So so that the whole point is like the kama reduces because we are engaging the senses, the mind, and the intelligence in the service of the Lord, and the enemy is hidden in those three places. Slowly his grip on the soul, it becomes reduced. Slowly it gets reduced, and slowly Krishna enters in our life more and more. And this prema increases, and slowly then at one point of time we become completely Krishna conscious. That is the stage of prema, and there will be no kama. So that is the stage. Here he mentioned Malayadwaja developed the pure devotional attraction for Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he remained fixed in that position. So that means what? When it comes to this platform of prema, it is permanent stage. So that stage is attained very, very rare. Somebody can read that purport, first the shloka and translation. Bahunam
Hare Krishna. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyante vasudevah sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabhah. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Bhagavad Gita 7.19. Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is everything, and one who knows this is the greatest of all transcendentalists. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that one realizes this after many births. This is also confirmed in this verse with the words Devam, Varsha Shatam, 100 years according to the calculations of demigods. According to the calculations of the demigods, one day, that is 12 hours, is equal to 6 months on earth. 100 years of the demigods would equal 36,000 earth years.
Mataji, 1 second. So here one important point is there in the purport it's mentioned. Can you please scroll up? There it is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, it is stated one realizes this Vasudeva Sarvamiti after many births. Here it is mentioned realization. So now we know theoretically Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So has anyone realized Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Can we say that? Have we realized it?
No, Prabhu. We yet have only the knowledge that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yeah.
Realization is yet to happen, at least in my case. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So the realization, when we can say really Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead has been realized, one becomes completely fearless. Completely fearless means if spiritual master says one to go to the most dangerous place in the earth and he tells go and preach there, then that devotee will go and preach. Because the complete fearlessness, when one realizes Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudalubha, then one becomes completely fearless. So that is why it's mentioned that one realizes this after many, many births. It's not in one life. Bahunam janma namante. So even we know many, many things theoretically. We know that we are not the body, we are the soul. But have we got the realization? Partially. So one realizes we are the body, we are not the body, we are the spirit soul when the Swarupa Siddhi happens. So like this, the realizations may come slowly afterwards, or slowly, gradually it comes by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the knowledge at present, we have lot of knowledge. So here it's mentioned, Jnanavan mam prapadyate. Prapadyate means what? The surrender. Based on our surrender, Krishna gives us the realizations, the realized knowledge. Until that point, we will be knowing only the theoretical knowledge. So basically, when we surrender, take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then the realizations start coming. So Krishna is pleased by our surrender. So that is why here it is mentioned that Malayadwaja stayed immovable and he completely surrendered. So that's why he could able to develop that pure devotional service. The complete surrender state is asakti state. So completely at the end of asakti, one will completely surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And here it says Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krata Hoya. So then one comes to the conclusion that Krishna is everything by worshipping and then rendering devotional service unto Lord Krishna. So that that's after the verse, can someone read that? It's very important. As said in Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the 39 only. When one comes to the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the verse
Hare Krishna.
verse
As
39.
said in Chaitanya Charitamrit Madhya 22.62, Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krite Haya. When one comes to the conclusion that Krishna is everything by worshipping or by rendering devotional service unto Krishna, one actually becomes perfect in all respects. Not only must one come to the conclusion that Krishna is everything, but he must remain fixed in this realization. This is the highest perfection of life, and it is this perfection that King Malayadwaja attained at the end. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So sometimes what happens, we go to the stage of higher stages in the devotional life, but sometimes because of the offenses, one may fall down. That is why here it is mentioned in the 37th verse, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that one is engaged in full bhakti yoga, he will be having no chance of falling down. So one should not fall down. So that is the fixed state of Krishna consciousness. Now presently our stage is what? Very unfixed stage. So in the beginning of the, many of you may be mothers here, your child, or when they start trying to walk, how do they walk? How does the child walk?
Wobbling, Prabhuji.
One is wobbling, and in between what will happen?
He falls down and then he
He
again
keeps
learns to
falling
get up
and then
walk.
keeps getting up.
He gets up and
Yes.
walks.
Kid is falling again and again. But he gives up the attempt. Does he give up the attempt? He or she, that child?
No, Prabhuji.
No, Prabhuji.
Or second question now. He is not giving up. First is he is not giving up. Second thing, he fell down. Did he go to depression or anything?
No,
No, Prabhuji.
You're feeling very sad, I fell down. Days together he's thinking about it.
No, Prabhuji.
No, Prabhuji.
Third question, did he feel guilty?
No,
Prabhuji.
no, Prabhuji.
The same way in our devotional life also, we are like that same child, small child, who is trying, to balance ourselves. And sometimes we fall down. So should we get depressed, or should we feel guilty, or should we not try again?
No,
So
Prabhu, we should try again.
we should try again. And our spiritual master is like the parent, like the mother or father. He is, yeah. What does the mother help the child? How does she help? Give the hand and make the child walk, and make practice the child. So in the same way, spiritual master trains the disciple in the devotional activities, and slowly and steadily, how the child is learning, he learns to walk, and then slowly he is able to walk fast, then run. Maybe after some time he may win some gold medal or Olympics or something. Same thing can happen. So same way in the devotional life, we should not feel guilty that we fell somewhere down, or get depressed. All these will be again the attack of Maya. So we'll finish with the verse. We have very less time.
Hare
We can
Krishna.
go with the
Sharmila Mataji, you can read the verse and translation. Prabhuji, the purport, do you want us to read?
no for purpose.
Mataji.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So व्यापकतयात्मानं व्यतिरिक्तयात्मनि विद्वान् स्वप्नैव मर्ष्य साक्षिणं विररामः. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. King Malaya Dwaja attained perfect knowledge by being able to distinguish the supersoul from the individual soul. The individual soul is localized, whereas the supersoul is all-pervasive. He became perfect in knowledge that the material body is not the soul, but that the soul is the witness of the material body. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So even in the Srimad Bhagavatam it is mentioned, Dhyana avastita tadgatena manasa pashyanti yam yogin. So Paramatma, the Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, is there in the atom, every atom. So every atom he is entering, and the gap between the atom he is entering, and at the same time he is there in our heart as the super soul. Here the Upanishad gives the example of two birds, the two birds in a tree, right? So there will be two birds. Can somebody explain this?
One is Paramatma, the other one is Jiva. Jiva is enjoying and Paramatma is watching.
Yeah. So that enjoyment is what? It's performing of?
The bird which is sitting on a tree, Jivatma is sitting, eating the fruits, Prabhuji.
Eating the
And the
fruits.
Paramatma is witnessing.
Eating
And
the fruits. Yeah.
Paramatma is a seer, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So
the
eating the
Jivatma is
fruit
not
means
even
what?
turning towards the Lord. Jivatma, that bird is not even turning towards the Supreme Lord, the other bird.
Yeah.
Towards Paramatma.
Yeah. And what are the fruits referred to?
All the material enjoyments.
Fruitive activity.
The karma,
Or sense
yeah. Fruitive
enjoyments.
activity. Yeah. Fruitive activity. The karma, right? The fruitive activity. So the whole story, what Narada Muni is explaining here, because of this performance of various fruitive activity by the king Prachina Bharhi. So all the karma kanda yajnas he is doing, and all the story of Puranjana he has to explain same thing. And so here it is coming to the conclusion of the story, Narada Muni. So he's explaining the soul and the super soul, and the soul is trying to enjoy the fruit of action, fruitive activity. What are the fruitive activity? What are the two kind of fruitive activity?
Sorry, Prabhuji, did not understand.
What are the two kinds of fruitive activity? What does mean by fruitive activity?
Karma kanda and
Prakama, Prabhuji? No.
fruitive activity, and the results come. If we do
Both good and bad, Prabhuji.
good and bad, Papa and
Sakama
Punya,
and
Papa and Punya, basically.
Vikarma. What we when if
Sakarma.
one does that, he'll get bad fruits like that, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Papa
Sakarma
and
and
Punya.
Vikarma. Yeah, Sakarma and Vikarma, basically. So the results will be Papa and Punya. So these are fruitive. And the third one is what? Akarma. Akarma doesn't have any reactions back, right? These are the devotional activities. So otherwise, if we are not doing akarma, then we are doing fruitive activities, sakarma or vikarma. There is no other way, right? That there is no beyond these three things. The activities can lie anything with between sakarma, vikarma, and akarma. So akarma, if you are not doing, then you have to do. You are doing fruitive activity, which are of two kinds, either sakarma or vikarma. If you do sakarma, you get punya, and if you do vikarma, you get papa. Here it's mentioned the conditioned soul is often frustrated in trying to understand the distinctions between the material body, the super soul, and the individual soul. Even the Mayavadis, they get bewildered. Even the Buddhist philosophy and all. We don't have the time to go deeply into the Buddhist philosophy, what is Mayavada and all. You more or less you know this. But as per the Vaishnava philosopher, here it's mentioned, one who is in perfect knowledge knows that the body is made of external energy. What is the external energy? We discussed this. Jada Vastu, which is Bahiranga Shakti, which is the dead matter basically. And the super soul is sitting with the individual soul and is distinct from him. So the body is taken to be the field. The body, the dead matter, is the field. It's, of course, is all some technical things Srila Prabhupada is explaining. Basically, the gross body is dead. The subtle body is dead. The material thoughts which are coming, that are also dead. Then you may ask why we are feeling all this enjoyment. The karma comes and we feel, oh, everything happiness. If everything is dead, then why soul feels happiness? There is something called Jadananda, right? Jadananda. Why soul feels Jadananda? With this we can conclude. Why feels
Very flickering, Prabhuji. That does not last long, Prabhuji.
Yeah, that doesn't last long, but everything is dead, right? Gross body is dead, subtle body is dead, all are matter only. Even the false ego is matter. It's all are dead.
The Jiva is trapped in Maya, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Jiva is trapped in Maya, means like the external energy, right? Maya Shakti, the external energy, the dead matter, all this material world, whatever we see.
Prabhuji, being illusion that it is getting joy, happiness.
Illusion, because of the attachment. In the illusion, what does the soul think? That it is attached to the material body or the I, me, mine concept. Attachment is the basic root. The soul identifies himself with this material world. I belong to this world. This is my world, my children, my wife, my asti, my money, everything. I, me, mine. It starts identifying and getting attached to the material body. Nobody wants to leave the body. If something happens, severe nausea or some gastric severe happen, we start getting panic. Oh, I have to leave the body. And, oh, so what will happen to me? I have to drink this one medicine. Please take me to hospital. We get panic. And what is exactly it is? It's basically the soul is trying to identify with the material body. Why nobody wants to leave the body? Even though the body is torn apart, even the body is become invalid, still nobody wants to leave the body, because we think that we are the material body. We think that we belong to this dead matter world, material world. we identify ourselves. This identification and attachment with the matter keeps us in the material world. But the Shuddha Bhakta, what is not attached, is completely detached. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grahyate. Vairagya, so detachment. So I think here also in the some 39 verse somewhere. So basically the detachment. Detachment means when you are Shuddha Bhakta, when he is completely detached from the matter. So he's completely liberated. So it is not very difficult to leave the body because here the Shuddha Bhakti is not attached. So he knows everything is dead matter. The gross body is dead matter. The subtle body is dead matter. And he identifies himself to be the Das. Jivera Swarupoy Krishnera Nitya Das. I am the servant of the super soul, Paramatma. I am not the enjoyer of the material world. So he thinks this way, and here it is clearly mentioned what I think I explained all this activity and everything. Yeah. So when we identify with the material world, when we have the attachment with the matter or the jada, then we start feeling this is the ananda I have here, jada ananda. I will get the pleasure through these material senses. I get if something nice is touched. Oh, I feel very nice. I want to see some beautiful sight. I'm enjoying the beautiful sight. But all these doesn't give us full happiness because everything is temporary and we are interacting with the dead matter. Even whatever the highest so-called pleasure in the material world also, it is some drop of happiness compared to the ocean of happiness of Premananda. So even Brahmananda is compared to one drop compared to the ocean of Premananda. Premananda and Sevananda. So we don't have much time to explain, but anyhow, in essence, Malayadhwaja, he performs the austerity, he perfects his life. So in future verses, we see that even his wife, Puranjana, who became his Malayadhwaja's wife, daughter of King Vidarbha. So she also follows her husband, and she also tries to perfect her life. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Any questions, comments, or corrections? Hare Krishna.
Wonderful class, Prabhu. I don't think we have questions. There are no raised hands, Prabhu.
Okay.
Very, very beautifully explained, Prabhu. Sorry for my voice.
In between, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, in between, Prabhuji, you have answered all our questions and all the doubts are clear. So that is why it was going from the beginning to the end, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Mataji is right, Prabhu. We had an interactive class, so we all.
Very, very nice class, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Yes,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Mataji, you have a question?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Prabhuji, when we go for book distribution, many people say that they have the book already, Prabhuji. How to convince them, Prabhuji? Like they say that Chinmaya Foundation's book is there, Bhagavad Gita as it is. So what one point so that we can encourage them to take as it is book, Prabhuji, Bhagavad Gita?
There are multiple in the book distribution. Basically, purity is the force. And we have to pray to Srila Prabhupada and Acharyas. By their mercy, what we can say is one thing: if you already have the book, you can gift it to someone. This way, you can make them stop, and when they stop, you can explain the speciality of this Bhagavad Gita as it is. One thing is, it is coming from the parampara, right? That parampara, you can show that parampara. Second thing, we can explain that how it is as it is. The word to word meaning is given, the exact meaning of the shloka is given in the translation, and in the purport we are the Srila Prabhupada has explained it from the various books like Srimad Bhagavatam, Upanishads, and so many Puranas and Samhitas. So you, by reading this one book of Bhagavad Gita as it is, you are like, it is like reading all the Vedas, the essence of the Vedas you are reading. So then they will mostly, what will happen if they are very much attached to the Mayavad philosophy and all, they may not take the book. Then you, in that case, you don't force them too much, because the one of the offense is to, what is the ninth offense? What is the ninth?
To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the Lord.
A faithless person. So you have to use the intelligence who is faithless. So if they are not ready, when you are speaking something, if they are not in the accepting mode and not ready to hear, within 1 or 2 minutes, if they are not ready to hear, you should not preach further. But if they are attentively hearing, or even if they are in the accepting mode, then only you continue. Otherwise, it becomes ninth offense. So you have to use little intelligence in that. If they are receptive or accepting, then you preach further. And if ultimately Paramatma who inspires them within the heart, so you speak, and if they are inspired, they will definitely buy the book. But if they are not in the accepting mode, or somebody will be offensive mode, like some
Yes,
tell them,
Prabhuji.
no,
Thank you.
then you have to be little
Thank
careful.
you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Can we give the
Ar-
book just for free also? That is also not allowed. For reading, just for
You can
reading.
give the book for completely free. That is very well within the Shastra. It's called Shastra Dan. Shastra Dan means we are giving it for completely free. But
Hare
if you do the Shastra Dan, you will get some part of the Sukriti which the other person is doing. But when they are paying the money and taking it, we will get the Sukriti of only making, directing them in the path of Krishna consciousness. Only that Sukriti. Otherwise, we get more Sukriti. The Shastra.
Yes, that
Hare
means Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. That means if you do this dan, you get more benefit. That's what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. But being compassionate to Vaishnavas, we should try to take money from them as much as possible to
Yes.
retain their Sukriti with them.
Yeah.
That's what we try to do. Because otherwise, some part of their Sukriti comes to us if they are not paid, if they have taken free, right? So,
Yes.
being compassionate, we try to take at least 10 rupees or 50 rupees, something part of
Okay.
their effort, so that whatever they are practicing, that remains with them and they progress very fast. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Namaskaram, Prabhu.